3. Okay, looks like the mic is... Music's probably a little loud. I think it's fine, actually. A little bit. Boobadoo, welcome in. Maestro rating with a party of 3. We're just about to get started. Perfect timing. Hello. We just finished getting set up here. We'll look at some slides from over a year ago. Not quite over a year ago, but anyway. I think I'm just about ready here. Thank you for your patience. Hi there, is that Hana? Is that a little cute person? I hope you're having a great Monday. That is indeed a tree person. Hanging out, you know, photosynthesizing, that sort of thing. Short Sword, welcome in. Good to see ya. Let me give people their seed. Both players are online, warming up. I just got up. I was at work until 2:15. Oh man, 2:15 a.m.? It's brutal. Tommy saying, good luck, have fun. I will echo the sentiments to both players, really. But we'll increment unless y'all have strong opinions otherwise. Good luck and have fun, y'all. It looks like both players are ready, so let's count them down for game number 1 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. We got a square, we got a J. This is the DAS Champions League, and I am Arbaro. Who do we got playing today on the left side of your screen? Out of the United States of America, with a DAS NTSC PB of 1.21 million. He is Tommy Ness Tetris Gamer. He has a Tetris on the board. Theo does as well. On the right side of your screen, out of the Republic of Finland, NTSC PB of 1.25 million. He's Mörkös. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I should learn how to pronounce Mörkös. It's my duty. Mörkös has a little... Actually, I was going to say he has a little bit of a lead. That was an illusion. The players smooth sailing so far. The early portion of this game. Mörkös, I believe, has won either 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4, or maybe he's won every single one. He is a perennial winner of the PAL DAS Tetris monthly event. Tommy is currently ranked number 13 on the Premier poll. He said like Mörkös. Yeah, I remember that. He also says like Eliash for, which I guess is like, I don't know. Need to figure out how people say their names. Like I kind of speak Spanish. A very long Duolingo streak on Spanish, but we'll see. Where's Aki? Get Aki in chat. Let me know how to pronounce things in Finnish. Mörkös a little bit high at the moment. He's the safety triple Lombard Tetris. Maintaining the lead here by just a smidge. 216 to 177, about 45 lines in. This is Mörkös's third match of the season, I believe. He's won 1 and drawn 1, so off to a pretty good start. Tommy's just getting his season started. Hope you all having a great Monday morning. It was snowing when I woke up here. It has since subsided, but not too much cover, just a dusting. There's enough to stick, but it's been cold for quite a while time, so glad to see some snow finally materialize. And honestly kind of glad it's not enough to actually disrupt anything or turn into a sheet of ice I'm going to slip and fall and break my butt on in a week. We're over halfway to 19 now. 319 for Tommy, 357 for Mörkös. Mörkös kind of slowly developing a bit of a lead here, up by a couple. I'm enjoying my tea. If y'all have anything fun planned for the week. It was my friend's birthday yesterday, so hung out with them for a bit. It was pretty chill. The player's trying to fill out their left side. Mörkös has a hole in his stack. Only takes a few burns, but stays clean. 390 to 432. And Tommy is within a Tetris once he evens up the line count. Scheduling is fun. Yeah, scheduling is great. This is... There's a reason why scheduling is the first task I try to unload when I run a tournament. I feel like most players, you know, I let most people do what they want to do, but you know, it's a PITA, I would say. I've been seeing some friends. Cool. I'm glad, especially after working till like the, you know, dark 100, you know, I'm trying to think of ways saying like very late without being vulgar. Tommy's in a little bit of a dig, not really too spicy of a dig, but that's going to allow Mörkös to take a bit of a lead here because Mörkös kind of killing it. We're almost to 19. 571 for Mörkös, and room for two more. Tommy's at 491, gets a much needed L piece. Waiting out the bar. Mörkös will score and burns into 19, just shy of the 600k transition. He goes in with a 598. Tommy's going to go in with a 491, and we're in the first post of the set. Das post, nothing like it, except for maybe rolling 29, and that's a little different. Tommy, we're a little high, he's managing it, he's burning it down. Both players into level 20 now. 553 for Tommy, 652 for Mörkös. There's a Tetris for Tommy. Tommy's board falling apart. He's not going to be able to do anything else. He tops out at 554. And Mörkös, you're good for game number 1. GG's. Phenomenal game for Mörkös. See if he can keep it up. Might mullen this out. I wouldn't blame him for mullening this one out. He's on a bit of a pace. Granted, it is the first game of the set, so he's not going to do it. But still, thank you for your consideration. Let's move the seed up to 7-5. It looks like both players are ready, so let's not lollygag too much. Let's count them down for game number 2 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. JNL start things off. Tommy's boating them. Mörkös is bracketing them. I'll leave you to figure out what that means. And sip my tea. Four players, one on the board so far. And try to set the tea down as quietly as possible so it doesn't make a clinking noise next to my microphone. Sorry if you can hear the sound outside. There's some sort of truck. There's a building next door to my apartment that's been under construction for like over a year, and they're almost done with it. It is so close. I just want it to be done. I'm glad they're building it. It's like affordable housing with like a daycare in it. I'm gonna have chillins running around my block, but it is so loud and I want my sidewalk back. 95 for Tommy, 115 for Mörkös. Early days here so far. Following the season so far. The DAS Champions League so very early on. There's been a lot of draws. I felt like there's been more draws than there were last time. Which I guess DAS, you know, DAS by its nature is going to be a little bit more unpredictable than rolling. You're going to see a bit more variance. So that makes sense that there's more draws. Also, yes, draws aren't a thing that normally happens in a Tetris match, but we'll see how this match stacks up. Close one here, 211 to 232. So Mörkös up by a little less than a Tetris, looking for another J to kind of make his stack a little more balanced. Gonna get a couple of tucks. He should be okay. Affordable housing. Yeah, Pog. Seattle, I don't want to get too political here, but Seattle has been doing a fairly decent, obviously they could be doing a lot more, but they've been doing a fairly decent job with building housing. Starting to make a little bit of a dent. It's still a wildly unaffordable city, but it's not like as prevented ourselves from becoming somewhere like New York or San Francisco, and I think that's a very good thing. We're going to run into an issue though, because like interest rates are higher, so no new housing starts are being built. But this one's affordable, and it's going to be great. There's also a program. Seattle is great. It's, I don't know. It's there's a reason I stuck around here. 353 to Mörkös, 334 for Tommy. There's kind of taking a little bit now. Trying to get their boards back in order. Tommy's going to be the first to do it, and he's going to make up the deficit, take a very slight lead here. I think Seattle has its problems, but I don't know. I really like living here. It's home. Mörkös not going to do any funny business. Takes a few burns, gets that well back over to the right side of his stack. Tommy, though, gotten a couple extra Tetrises, so he's up to 405. Mörkös 364. His little leads on 18 definitely, if you're used to watching mostly rolling, they definitely mean a little more here in DAS. I don't know if anyone here is not familiar with DAS, I'm guessing. All 18 of you have seen DAS matches before, but if you haven't. Yeah. One thing I have noticed is that like the gap between Seattle's housing prices and the rest of the country is lessening. Seattle's becoming slightly less expensive, and the rest of the country is becoming way more expensive. So yeah, that's a thing. 18's early decided the Masters fight. You're not wrong. Yeah, that was definitely a thing. 18 still matters. You know, I feel like 18 gets underrated. Honestly, I think I mean, obviously, if one player can play the kill screen and one player can't, then 19's super, 29 is going to be most important. But both players can play the kill screen. I don't know, 19 is super underrated in terms of its impact on the game, especially late in 19. A little bit of misshift from Mörkös right before the transition. He's at 512, but his stack might be a little iffy here. He's going to have to burn in. He's behind. Lombard Tetris for Tommy. He's going in with a 579. Looks like Mörkös is doing a very good job managing this. He's much safer now. Not really getting the pieces he wants to see, but that bar is going to be a split double, and he's going to get his stack down. But yeah, I feel like it's a hunch. I feel like it could probably be supported with statistics, and I haven't done the work there, but yeah, I think that especially 18, but also 19 are pretty drastically underrated. Kind of, top level competitive open play style play. Tommy goes into 521 because the Tetris goes up to 667. Lombard Tetris for Mörkös 584. So Mörkös playing from behind here. Looking for some efficiency. Does have a little. He has 2 lines in pocket. Probably not super significant. So far, so good though. Scoring. Tommy's set up. So having to take a few burns. Board getting a little too high. Mörkös kind of doing the same. It's a level 23 now. Tommy's going to score at Tetris. Mörkös wasn't set up. Has a couple holes in his stack. There's a bar. He's going to get his Tetris. Going to have to go into cleanup duty here, though. 683 to 721. Got a Tetris for Tommy. Tommy's starting to kind of lay on the hurt a little bit, though. His stack looking a little messy. Bar's going to come in time. And bail him out of his situation. Another one's going to come to resolve the dependency. Lombo Tetris for Mörkös. Still down by kind of a lot. 719 to 789. We're about halfway through 19. Kill screen. I feel like the gap between 25 and 26 is like, 25 you're just kind of like, okay, I have plenty of time. 26 is like, oh man, getting near the end here. I don't know if it's because of the colors or not. Both players into 26 now. 830 for Tommy, 815 for Mörkös. And Mörkös has closed the gap. Tommy's still holding onto a slim lead, but it's less than a Tetris. Mörkös' board very high. Has to take the safety triple. Has a hole in his stack. Gets that J all the way over. I think that involved a quick tap. Might not have. Lombard Tetris for Tommy, 904. Mörkös going to fire back, 861. Into level 27 now. Both players set up. Mörkös having to run into a little bit of a slowdown. Not what he needs right now as Tommy gets another Tetris, 973. 904 for Mörkös. Tommy threatening a max out. Going to get a Lombard. Going to get it. 1008 for him. 939 for Mörkös. I don't think Mörkös could do anything else here because Tommy is on a roll. Lombard Tetris. Tetris is into the kill screen. 1047. Going to get a few more lines because why not? Still going. That's going to be it. But Tommy takes game number 2. GG's. Just realized I never updated the score after game number 1. A great game from both players, but Tommy just killing it. Terso saying that's actually so real. Level 15 colors are way too chill. Yeah, it is. I think part of it is also just like it's the transition from 15 speeds to 18 speeds when you're in TNT starting out. Both players ready. Let's count them down for game number 3. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Yeah. Hero 6 allows a little more breathing room. Colors of 26 give it endgame feeling. Yeah, totally. 26 and 27 have those kind of darker, darker vibes. Kind of, you're about to do the boss battle. And kind of like, and then 28 makes you feel like you come full circle, right? It's the same colors as you were just experiencing. Both players of Tetris on the board as we start off game number 3. Let's ban a bot. That is a new link for what I experienced from cheap views. We here don't want cheap views because we want the viewers to contribute to the Matcherino. I don't know if there are. Let's check the Matcherino. Maybe there are redemption codes that you can Matcherino or redeem. No way, bots, we've made it. There we go. That's how you know that this tournament has the juice. I don't. Okay, there's. I'm not sure there are codes for this one. Yeah, it says prize pool. All right, well, whatever. You can give money if you want. There's the link. 145 for Tommy, 187 for Mörkös. In my mind, kind of like 30 lines in is when you kind of, go from the early stages to the mid stage. I mean, you're still pretty early, but it's when you leave the very beginning of the game. I don't know. It's just, since we're talking about kind of, impressions of progress of a Tetris game, especially in DAS. A little bit of a slow here down here for Mörkös. Waiting out a bar, having to put more weight in column 10. There it is. Finally, going to get that bar, going to resolve the dependency. Tommy's going to use the time to catch up and then some. Up by a little bit, and Mörkös coming right back in. Let's dig here. Lombard, that's going to come a little quicker that time. He's going to get cleaned up, score the Tetris. Tommy's going to fire another one off. Has a delayed burn type situation on the left side of his stack. Going to get the piece for it. Both players are more or less cleaned up now, but Mörkös having to do some funky stuff, not getting the pieces for it. 311 for Tommy, 273 for Mörkös. It's that little square tuck. That was nifty. Overshifted the T for Mörkös, trying to lay it flat. So, gonna allow Tommy to develop his lead a little more. 380 to 302. We're over halfway to 19. There we go. Mörkös gets all but clean. Going to score. Tommy rocking the center well. He's going to get his as well. About 93 lines in for both players. 409 for Tommy, 337 for Mörkös. The lead has grown to about 80,000 points. This is the first of Tommy's 2 matches today against Europeans. Be playing Leo after this, so stay tuned. Plenty of this match left though, so. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Lots of S's for Mörkös. Very scary Spire. Going to get pieces for it, but he's still not out of it. Keeps getting nailed with S's. Ends up finding a new place for them on the left side of his stack. Lombard Tetris. Tommy experiencing the same issues, but it's going to kind of throw him a little bit more of a wrench. Going to reopen as well, though. Beautiful handling of the rough RNG from both players. Tommy going to get a Lombard. That's only going to be good for a triple. Next one's also going to be a triple. We're approaching the transition. Has allowed Mörkös to catch up here. 478 for Tommy, 481 for Mörkös. Mörkös Lombard Tetris goes in with a 505. Tommy's board looking a little weird. This is definitely survivable for him though. Flat burn, and just like that, he's clean. Set up the center well. Looking for the bar. Wants the bar soon. Gonna get it. Gonna Tetris in the 506. Almost identical scores going into 19 here. So Mörkös going to Tetris into 20, 536. 510 for Tommy, getting set up for his next one. He's going to go into level 20 with a 535. So yeah, they were like level transition scores are less than 1,000 apart. Tommy a little bit behind in lines, so he might be able to use that to his advantage a bit, but both players gonna keep their feet on the accelerator here. Or 1 foot on the accelerator. If you're driving with 2 feet, you're doing it wrong. Unless you drive a manual, in which case, you don't put 2 feet on the accelerator anyway. That's probably worse. 224 for Tommy, 254 for Mörkös. Tommy with a few lines in pocket. Going to have to take a few burns here, though. Sweating out a bar. This could get a little iffy. I'm going to get the bar, though. That's a triple. Mörkös, a little bit of cleanup here. This is anyone's game. Tommy is set up. Face the safety double. Not set up anymore. Not getting the greatest of pieces for his stack. There we go, though. Both players clean. Both players score. Tommy fires off again. 699 into level 24. Mörkös looking for a bar. Gonna get it, but not gonna score with it. 725 from Mörkös. Gonna burn into 25 with a 727. Mörkös getting a little high here. Burn it back down. Has to take a triple. Left side was a little inaccessible. Kind of just had to jam a square in there. Gonna get a Tetris. Tommy kind of facing a similar problem. Spins the J over there. But yeah, well, it might be blocked off. Gets the quick tap. Scores. Gonna get another bar. Gonna get a triple. Neither player clean here as we go into 26. 781 for Tommy. 805 for Mörkös after that latest Tetris. I think that was 2 off the bottom. We are gonna have a close one here. Tommy now set up left well. Can't get the bar over. Didn't have DAS, so he's just gonna wait for the next one. He's gonna score with that one. Set up again. Going to get another Tetris left well. One line well transfer for Tommy. Mörkös is into 28. He is up a little high, though. His board is messy. I don't know how many Tetrises he can squeeze out of this. He needs something. Going to try to set up like 3 off the bottom. Knows he needs to score. He's not getting the piece. Tommy's also in. Gets a low bar, gets a Tetris over 894. Mörkös going to get a Tetris, but that's not going to be enough. Mörkös stops out with an 891. Tommy is good for game number 3. GG's. Thanks, Hannah. I appreciate it. Apartment guy. Hello, welcome in. I hope you're having a good one. I am also an apartment guy. Love to. Tommy is going to get the point. GG's. Yeah, great. Very, very good game. Both players with some great post digs there. I'm just an apartment guy. I'm the apartment guy. Hell yeah. Apartments. Great place to live. Both players are ready. Let's count down for game number 4. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Hannah says, can you tell a fun fact about apartments? Apartments? Oh wait, maybe apartment guy should tell a fun fact. I guess my fun fact is that apartments are more energy efficient than houses. Less of the heat is wasted. Because you have common walls. Heat will rise to your neighbors. Yeah, they are. I mean, I think older ones aren't. I mean, there's other considerations. Oh, Mörkös up a little high. Gains the square, that's it! Early top out from Mörkös. One line in. Tommy's going to take game number 4. Board just got a little too high there. Oh, man. Rough one, but GG's. Apartment guy says, apartments have elevators usually, and apartments are fun. That's a fact. True. This is a walk-up. Both players are ready. Let's count down for game number 5. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Short Sword saying, Tommy had a one-line top out in Dashers last month. I think it happens to everyone. Especially after a close game like that. Safety can kind of just, I mean, it's the most important thing, especially on 18, but you can kind of just like fall to the back of your mind sometimes. Apartment guy says, I like escalators more too, but they're usually not found in an apartment. Okay, so here's the thing with escalators. Are you ready? Escalators are also found in subway stations, and so if you live in an apartment, you're more likely to be close to a subway station because you're more likely to be in an urban environment. So there you go. Smooth sailing early on for both players. Looks like they have 4 on the board. I like travelators more. Is that like the thing? Is that like the moving walkways in like a airport? I'm not sure what a travelator is. So delightfully useless. I like teleporting most, yeah. Teleportation as a means of transportation, I don't know, just like... You know how like you feel like kind of weird and icky after you've been like spending the whole day flying? It's like that, but like more so. 161 for both players. Mörkös with the cleaner stack at the moment. Tommy gonna handle it pretty expediently though. I love me some vertical conveyance. The apartment, sorry, the escalator, not escalator, my apartment does not have an escalator. The elevator in my apartment building is a little bit weird. It's like tiny and kind of smells a little funny. I usually just take the stairs. It's only 2 flights. A little bit less than a Tetris lead for Mörkös, 51 lines in. 256 to 236. Mörkös needs this one to keep the set alive. Cannot win, but he can still force the draw. And Tommy, a little bit aggressive play there. Gonna reopen the well. I'm gonna get the Tetris. Mörkös kind of running into a similar problem with the same set of pieces. Mörkös scores the Tetris. Better letting his stack climb just a little bit. Probably as well, kind of a, I don't say droughty, but somewhat dry piece sequence. We're over halfway to 19. 311 for Tommy, 337 for Mörkös. Again. Newer apartments, more energy efficient than houses because you're sharing walls and stuff. So the heating, which is I think the biggest energy user, you know, it's less heat wasted. And Tommy is creeping up here. Quite high dig. Going to get that split double. That's going to help. Now just needs a bar. I think this is a setup. Is gonna not be able to wait it out for the bar, but he's gonna get the stack down. Gonna allow Mörkös to develop his lead a bit. Mörkös with a little bit of a scary spire though. It's the Z to get the stack down. Lombard Tetris. 459 for Mörkös, 399 for Tommy. We're over 100 lines in. Tommy's set up a few lines off the bottom, center well. Yeah, he's just gonna have to keep burning it down. Mörkös not really clean either. Tommy's gonna get his board all cleaned up first. Mopped up. Trying to think of, you know, fun ways of saying cleaned up. One downside to apartments, more neighbors mean more chance of bad neighbors. That's true. I rarely interact with my neighbors, though. I mean, I have some neighbors down the street who are friends, so I interact with them a lot. A lot more Tetris with Tommy, only one away from the transition. 477 for him, 481 for Mörkös. Mörkös up a little high. Almost in. Tommy's going to go in with a 501. Mörkös going to burn in with a 485. Going to keep himself set up here. Aggressive stuff from Mörkös. Gets the bar over, but he's going to misdrop that Z. He is in a spot of trouble. Can't get the T over. That's it. Mörkös not too happy. He tops out at 492. Tommy is good for game number 5 and the set. Going to take it 4-1. GG's. Tommy can take his victory lap if he so desires. He, has to play another match after this, so he's not going to. I'm going to clap, though. Great set. First few games especially were bangers. So, GG's, y'all. Oh, Short Sword saying, oh, some more chances of good neighbors. All right. Let me get set up for the next set. Don't go anywhere. We got one more. Oh, yeah. So here's the difference between American apartments and European apartments that I've kind of figured out. Like, washing laundry works completely differently. In America, you have like 2 largish machines. You have a washer and a dryer. And I feel like normal thing in Europe is you have a smaller washer that you just buy and you have in your apartment, and your apartment has like hookups for it. And then you hang your clothes up to dry. It's not really a thing. Like, if your apartment either just, in the US, your apartment either just can't have a washing machine in it, or it already has one in there. Like, there's a room in my apartment building that I have to bring my laundry to, and then I have to pay for it. It's like $2.50 to use the washer. Anyway, too much information. Let's get the next match set up. Okay, so here's something mildly irritating. The site that is used for the flags does not use the official codes for the countries. I tried to put in BG for Bulgaria, and that ended up being Bangladesh. Can't win. It's BU, by the way. We figured it out. And I was saying T-Storm had the same issue with Australia being AS instead of EU. Yeah, that's, I mean, use the right, because like Australia and Austria are going to be easily mixed up anyway. Just use the right code. Yeesh. Anyway. Not the issue of anyone who's organizing it. It's just, I'm glad they have the service, but still. Yeesh. I'm saying all the cards are outdated. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to update them, and they're like every freaking tournament has different ones. I need to like consolidate them, and I just keep forgetting to do it. I do believe we're waiting for Leo to go online. I don't know if he has an alt or anything.